All right. Back at it again. I think I've introduced too many episodes saying that, actually. Anyways, it's time to do more story missions.
How many episodes do you think just start with a moment of silence and then a sigh? That's the one.
Too many.
That's the sigh.
Packed into 2 containers and hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. You have to recover those containers.
They have his birth certificate. It's the first one ever.
That's right.
It's like sealed, like just vacuum sealed, because any elements touching it will just immediately vaporize it.
My social security number is 1.
Code Talker's research ends up in Cypher's hands. According to Code Talker, the research papers stored in that mansion account for over 50 years of study. The problem is the vocal cord parasite.
All right, I can accept that Code Talker has been studying these parasites for 50 years, longer than anybody in the world.
The ethnic cleansers we thought were
But
history
nobody else at all is doing anything with them?
Zero.
Yeah, so...
There's no plan B without Code Talker? He doesn't have any research assistants?
Right.
No rivals?
So, it's funny you bring that up, because very soon we're going to be unlocking some new cassette tapes that kind of go into that stuff. But, yeah, even though we've already listened to quite a few cassettes with Code Talker, there's even more. Also, this is a small mission, so we're just playing as Big Boss in the parasite suit, which, when exposed to the light, I don't know about the whole situation.
And there's the situation.
Whoa.
Fresh from Entourage. Or, wait, no, he was Jersey Shore? Yeah.
Yes.
Never mind. Fuck it. Start over.
Oh, no.
Take 2. Let's go.
Oh, boy. Yeah, again, just bringing some parasites with us. Yeah, a lot of the missions, starting around now, start to get, like, they're kind of more bite-sized than a lot of the stuff leading up to the end of Chapter 1. God, I still can't believe the game, like, starts after the prologue with Chapter 1, and then you forget entirely about it because 40 hours of the game is Chapter 1.
It's that classic 3-act structure.
Oh, yeah.
And hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. Enemy extraction choppers will be there any minute.
So,
Retrieve those containers.
we had those Code Talker tapes, speaking of Code Talker tapes, that implied that the whole unit, the Cobra unit, were all parasite powers.
Yes.
Why wasn't Vulcan parasite power? Why can't we have firepower now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you cannot get firepower parasites, which is 1, disappointing. That would be fucking cool. And 2, yeah, they never confirm if Vulcan had parasites. Like, they just said in the previous episode, they're like, oh yeah, they were just like, there's just a research institute just studying his weird powers. Like, seemingly...
I guess they sort of implied that the Sorrow is still just a regular psychic. That's not...
Yeah.
It's not parasites, he's just psychic.
Yeah, he's just a medium who became a ghost.
Yeah.
Why activate Sahelanthropus in Afghanistan? This is how Skullface wanted things to play out. The Soviet Union secretly develops a new type of nuclear weapon and successfully deploys it in Afghanistan.
Because that worked so well in Nicaragua and...
the Cold War. The threat it poses reignites the nuclear arms race between the world's major powers. The demand for nuclear weapons increases around the globe. What if you then introduced a nuclear weapon anyone could get their hands on? Non-nuclear nations, militant groups of all shapes and sizes, they'd all jump at the chance. Sahelanthropus was a marketing tool to sell nukes all around the world.
That does explain the phone number down the back.
That plan was stamped out before it got up and running.
I mean,
The world's intelligence agencies
it could roar like a dinosaur, but it should probably just be able to play like commercials for nukes.
It runs really fast and trails a vinyl banner behind it.
Oh man, it just like runs around all over the place, and then like when warlords hear its music playing, it's just like, ooh, 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 it's the Metal Gear nuke thing. It's the nuke man.
It plays turkey in the straw.
Reap together from this incident to build their own bipedal weapon. It'll take them a long time to complete it, but for now, the greed sector.
Oh man, the greed sector? I'm putting that in my stump speech. Thanks, Ocelot.
The greed sector.
Guards, they must know where the containers are.
Every single support person in the entire Metal Gear franchise is completely unqualified to be a presidential candidate. And even beyond the whole, like, compromise with the military-industrial complex, sure.
Yeah.
Like, look at Stillman. He has no soul. He has confessed to this on the record.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that he was born without a soul. He had a soul and he murdered it. He admits to straight up killing souls. That's pretty bad.
That's disqualifying. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, I brought up that there's going to be a lot of Code Talker tapes coming up soon, actually. Mm-hmm. So there's some weird stuff once you get to Chapter 2, in that Chapter 2 is when the cassette tapes begin to emerge that sound like audio made for actual cutscenes that then did not get made. When we start listening to these, it's they don't have the low pass filter to make them sound like they're recorded on an old ass cassette tape. They have Foley work done for them. It's weird.
You'd think the filter, like, that doesn't take that long.
Oh no, it absolutely does.
No.
It's like a very easy thing to do.
Yeah, with the lengths of these tapes.
Yeah,
like it's just Control A, hit the button.
Yep. It really is. Like I've used the same effect for some LP stuff in the past, and like, yeah, it's very easy.
But anyway, the only Metal Gear support character that could possibly get my vote is Cecile, because she at least would respect the conservation lobby.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Although she's not an American citizen, so...
yeah, that's... Oh, man. The only qualified person in all of Metal Gear to maybe be president.
Closest to being qualified.
Closest. Even the presidents in Metal Gear aren't qualified to be president.
Well, one of them is a secret accelerated growth clone that was training child soldiers.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, and by the way, finding the crates with Code Talker stuff is very easy, just interrogate. And literally any soldier. It doesn't even have to be a specific one.
They're all on the ball, man. These XOF dudes, they have open lines of communication.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, the soldiers here are PF people, XOF are hired.
Right,
but
XOF are coming. XOF is the ticking clock.
Yes.
That's right.
Yep. But, yeah, it's...
Coming too. Roger that.
Oh, man. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, George Sears, horrible, should not be president.
Just look at his post-presidential career for the evidence.
Yeah.
He put on an inflating octopus muscle suit and had a duel to the death in Midtown Manhattan.
Oh, man. And the other president... Well, I guess we see two other presidents in Metal Gear. The one you have to rescue in MGS2, who dies, who is just a puppet. And then there is the president.
He's just the president from Independence Day.
Yes.
Yes.
And the other president being the one Snake Big Boss briefly shakes hands with in Metal Gear Solid 3.
You mean Lyndon Baines Johnson?
I love.
Did you forget that name?
No, it's just. Every time I've played MGS3, at least in the past, go get him, dog. Like they show him, but like I feel like they try to skirt around the fact that it's supposed to be Lyndon B. Johnson. They don't like. Do they even say his name?
Because Big Boss is wearing his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we've all heard that tape recording.
Yeah. Oh man, that's what this game needs more of. More tape recordings like that. I want to hear fucking Big Boss asking.
I want to hear him say the word bunghole.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
getting misty.
Yeah, I know. I did that. I expelled the mist from my weird suit, Ocelot. It's just a thing I do now.
Attack.
I kind of wish Big Boss's voice got muffled by the mask.
Yeah, howling victory. That's my boy.
That's a thing DD does once when you're almost at maxed out friendship with him. He'll start howling whenever you defeat all the enemies close to you. It's great. And if you didn't interrogate any soldiers, there's also just an intel file right here that tells you where everything is. Per usual. But, yeah, this game really does have a lack of the goofy tapes / codec calls. Although, I believe in a previous episode you did notice there's a new tape called The Burgers of Kazuhira Miller. We're getting to those pretty soon. And they're like the sole series of goofy tapes in this entire game.
And even earlier in this tape we had to begin with, Ocelot did make a stamped out bit of gallows humor pun.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that the subtitles put it in quotes like, yes, we know what we did. That was intentional.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Ocelot does that every once in a while. I guess it's as close as you can get, really.
Feel the roots. The branches become one with the forest.
I don't know about that, man.
Is aware of the enemy's noise. You must be too.
So, Code Talker, I keep forgetting to bring this up. Code Talker is voiced by Jay Tavare. He's the dude who played Vega in the Street Fighter movie. Yeah. Like, even if you look at his IMDb, one of the things in his known for section is Metal Gear Solid 5 and Street Fighter. But yeah, I've always enjoyed that bit of trivia. Another cool thing about Code Talker's like creation is so a lot of the characters, well, certain characters are, if for this game, are face scanned. I believe some of the faces for random soldiers were actually just face scanned. So when they modeled Code Talker, they just didn't like model an ancient old man face from scratch. They actually made a actual prosthetic on an actor and then scanned that prosthetic.
Huh. All right.
So yeah, it's just kind of interesting to see, like, you know, like makeup for like movies and prosthetics and stuff. Get used for a game instead. There's some like documentary footage somewhere out there that shows them like applying the prosthetic and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Fucking Michael Westmore reading the character brief like, all right.
I feel like out of the very few new characters you do get in this game, I feel like I enjoy Code Talker the most. Just because he feels the most Metal Gear to me.
Yeah, just because of all the copulating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that. Especially that part. I have to use DD and like all these soldiers because they're all heavily armored, and my trank ammo and my stun, like my rubber bullets, like do nothing to these dudes.
Well, the next thing that happens is they start wearing all over like latex rubber bodysuits.
Yeah. There you are.
But then you can sneak up on them real easy because it's so squeaky when they walk.
Yeah, it's true. So basically every time we've had a little gap in between us like recording stuff, like it's been about almost like 2 months since we did the previous episode that everybody's watched, some type of like Metal Gear info comes out, just like weird things. So
This is like how long-standing archaeological dig sites will only do a certain part every year.
Yeah.
Because you never know what new development is going to come down the road.
Yeah.
You gotta preserve some to wait for those next steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one of the crates as well. When you fold in the first crate, it triggers a time limit for XOF to come and like.
Damn, he had a lot of paperwork though.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You can't go firing on the XOF choppers. If we attack XOF now, it'll be a declaration of war against Cypher itself.
I mean, I'm punching dudes. I feel like that's already declaring war on XOF, maybe.
Yeah. Hasn't the whole plot of this game been like, oh man, we're at war with them? Did they just not know it until now? You must be really shitty at revenge.
Yeah. But yeah, the new like Metal Gear info that came out is basically many episodes ago I talked about how like, oh, in some trailer that was put out like a year or so ago for Death Stranding, it looked like you could briefly see a character that was being played by Stephanie Houston, the actress for Quiet. I was like, oh, that's cool, they're bringing her back. Turns out no, that is not her. They got somebody else for this character. But it came out, Stephanie Houston said, oh, Kojima, like, even asked me if I wanted to play this character in his new game, and I said I was very interested, and then he never got back to me.
Aha.
That sucks.
Let me guess, that part is now played by a recognized Hollywood person that does movies and things.
So the character's name is Mama, because that's how these name conventions work. I don't recognize her. I think she's been in some things, but it's not like the other actress who's like going to be in the next James Bond.
Okay. It's not like they lured Ellen Page to do another video game against her best instincts.
Yeah, no. I'm curious if Ellen Page, like, if she's approached for video games anymore, if she's just like, no. Not after.
Fool me once.
Not after that David Cage thing, no.
Boss, you don't have much time. Move it.
The like ranking or the trend of recognizable celebrities in video games is so weird.
Yeah.
Because at like the dawn of FMV, every character actor was in at least one game.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah. Like.
And then nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody. Like the rare celebrity voice cameo, like Oblivion, you know.
Yeah, people that they would get for the first 15 minutes of the game before their character died because they didn't want to pay that big bucks for more than one recording session.
And then over the last like 5 to 10 years, there's this trickle coming back.
Yeah, it's really weird, especially now that it's not even just VO or FMV. It's face scanning and like using them in multiple games. Like it's like they're these two games called D and D2. That I believe Super Great Friend did LPs of, that had a virtual character, but their idea was they create a virtual actress that they would use throughout all of their games. So fictional actress plays different characters, but looks the same, and it's just I don't know, it's just weird.
Much like real actress does.
Yeah, it's just weird to see that now.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
I mean, I do kind of enjoy, games having the freedom to make characters look however they want. And, like, limiting yourself to just face scanning is like, I don't know about that.
Anyway, that whole thing about, like, ghosting Stephanie Houston, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does
That's an asshole move. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Should have given the part to Sarah Bareilles, obviously.
But I don't know. The people are in Death Stranding. At least I'm at least entertained at the choices.
Yeah.
Because at least Kojima's the dude. I think we said this before, even that seems to. Whenever he's casting men, he's like the dude who goes after the I want the attractive ones, but I want the ones that are attractive in like a weird way.
Yes, absolutely.
Which I appreciate. Well, there's some Code Talker takes.
and his research.
Oh boy. Oh.
Remember the guys you brought back from the base in Cuba?
Yes, I do.
Believe it or not, some of them survived that hell we went through. Word reached them that Big Boss is
He's
back
even
and
gotten
they
new
wanted
glasses
in.
since then.
Yeah.
They're good men, our brothers in fate. They'll be glad to know you've seen them here.
So yeah, still an S rank in Intel.
Yeah, wouldn't he like to think?
So yeah, generally at this point in the game, this is when you get Hideo. You can actually get him earlier, and I'll still show this. But if you had save data from Ground Zeroes and you rescued Hideo in that one side mission, oh look, it's the Finger, one of the guys we had to kill in Ground Zeroes.
Yeah.
And also the
Eye. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these special volunteers are guys I rescued from Ground Zeroes, and because they were in my save data, now I get them in this game.
Boss, we got Code Talker's research materials.
But yeah, there's a special mission for saving Hideo in this game too that we'll see later.
I mean, okay, I guess it makes sense that 50 years of paperwork, like, you can't digitize anything.
Yeah.
Only Big Boss can digitize records, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. But I do not want to be the guy who has to recollate all those files after they tilt and tumble around getting folded.
That is a nightmare. I hope those things were already, like, secured in some way.
52 million pickup.